This is Stan Searl again, your instructor in English 102 for the ITV Weekend College Program. And I want to explore a little bit more about metaphor today. I'd like to read to you a short poem by Denise Levertov and then talk about the main metaphor in the poem and what it means. So her poem is called A Time Past. And what's really cool about the poem is that she uses the metaphor of an old set of wooden steps where she used to live in New Hampshire. And she uses that metaphor of the wooden steps as a way to have access to memory and a way to have access to her previous life, of course, which is gone because it's in the past. And yet today, that metaphor means something to her that's very poignant and very deep. So here's the beginning of the poem, Time Past, by Denise Levertov, written in 1975. The old wooden steps to the front door where I was sitting that fall morning when you came downstairs just awake, and my joy at sight of you, emerging into golden day, the dew almost frost, pulled me to my feet to tell you how much I love you. Those wooden steps are gone now, decayed, replaced with granite, hard, gray, and handsome. The old steps live only in me. My feet and thighs remember them, and my hands still feel their splinters. Everything else about and around that house brings memories of others, of marriage, of my son. And the steps do too. I recall sitting there with my friend and her little son who died, or was it the second one who lives and thrives? And sitting there in my life, often alone or with my husband, yet that one instant, you're cheerful, unafraid, youthful, I love you too. The quiet broken by no bird, no cricket, gold leaves spinning in silence down without any breeze to blow them, is what twines itself in my head and body across those slabs of wood that were warm, ancient, and now wait somewhere to be burnt. That's Denise Levertov in a kind of a meditative memory piece in which the container of the whole poem is the old wooden steps, which are gone, and yet it's a way for her to access the past. And I think that's very significant about metaphor. Metaphor is a kind of a passageway. It's a carrying across here from the present into the past. And it makes the past present in a kind of memorial way, where she's remembering her husband, she's remembering this early fall morning coming down the steps and saying, I love you. But it's a wonderful thing to see metaphor as a passageway that connects the past and the present. And I think Levertov's poem does it in a wonderful way. It's meditative, it's open, it's kind of like a source of memory. And in fact, it reminds me of the great goddess of memory, Mnemosyne, who, after 9 days having sex with Zeus, produced the 9 muses, the muse of history, the muse of poetry, the muse of drama. And I think this is a very significant kind of factor in the poem, where it's a very poignant poem about how the past can become present, and yet it's futile to kind of hold on to it. So that's what I would like to say about metaphor today. Thank you.